fiery evening unfolds in Jerusalem as various protest movements converged, calling for an end to the current government. Marching on an untypical weekday, tens of thousands took to the streets in the first of a week's worth of protests. Tensions are rising in Israeli society as calls to replace Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu continue, and the demands for a ceasefire deal grow louder. According to local media, at least 8 protesters were arrested and several wounded outside the leader's home.
But what is less known is that we have the enemies within, which are mostly radical people that are trying to pull Israel into an endless war. And they're grabbing Prime Minister Netanyahu by the you-know-where, and they're not letting him do the right thing for Israel, but rather do the right thing for the coalition.
Netanyahu's decision on Sunday to dissolve the Israeli War Cabinet, the body overseeing the conflict in Gaza, firms his grasp on power and snubs some of the far-right members of his cabinet in favour of smaller forums. Critics say Netanyahu's wartime decision-making has been influenced by the far-right nationalists in government who oppose a ceasefire deal with Hamas in exchange for the hostages in Gaza.
In my 7th week of hunger strike for the hostages in Gaza, for have a deal now. But this week is a very important week because it's the first week of strong resistance.
On Monday, an Israeli negotiator said tens of hostages are alive with certainty as protesters, including families of hostages, continue to call for a ceasefire deal. A message that even those held captive echo.
For all the hostages that are still in Gaza, it's only one decision, only one. It is the deal between Israel and Hamas. I ask to bring them home as soon as possible. Israel, world, Hamas, I ask you to make a deal as soon as possible.